Guys, I'm back from my Smackdown review. I haven't got time to do a long video today because I've got Zoom here, so yeah, hence why I've had to move the camera facing like the door, which is like really boring background, but he's obviously playing Call of Duty and the whole like copyright thing. I don't have stuff in my like videos now, so hence why you have to get like a really boring view of my bedroom door. So yeah, so Smackdown was average again. Sorry guys, I can't like get out of the pattern of doing that yet because it still was pretty average, to be honest, and Liam will back me up even though he's too engrossed in this game to say so. Start the show, Randy Orton, obviously he came out while he was being interviewed by Josh Matthews about what his chances of winning were and how he felt about Christian and stuff. Christian came up on like the Titantron and was saying that Randy Orton was like a pathetic person, and Orton replied saying Christian was like a pathetic human being. So basically just calling each other pathetic for like the starting thing. Ezekiel Jackson was in a Intercontinental title match against Ted DiBiase. Still just don't like Ezekiel Jackson. He's not an interesting champion whatsoever. Ezekiel Jackson won with the torture rack, and obviously Ted DiBiase went backstage and said that he he was speaking to Cody Rhodes and said that he really tried, but Cody obviously wasn't impressed and said he'd give him like one more chance to kind of redeem himself, or else he'd have to wear like a paper bag. He'd come out to the ring and put a paper bag on Ted DiBiase's face. So Cody went out and had a match against Daniel Bryan, which he actually won with a springboard knee. That match wasn't actually too bad. That was a fairly decent match. So next match, Sheamus faced Sin Cara, which is a bit of a weird matchup, really, obviously, because Sin Cara kind of does a lot of high-flying stuff, and obviously Sheamus doesn't. So it was just a bit weird to see Sin Cara in kind of a normally kind of match. Sheamus was pretty much in control of the whole match, had all the offense, and then he went for a powerbomb, but Sin Cara countered into a Hurricane Rana pin. So Sin Cara won, which was, just so stupid. Sheamus, though, should have won that one. I don't understand how someone can, be, on the offense the whole match and then, lose, after, one move being done to them. It just doesn't really make sense. Obviously, Wade Barrett was on the commentary during that match, though. So he obviously went in the ring after the match and hit the big boot and the wasteland on Sheamus for revenge for what, obviously, Sheamus did last week, attacking him with a chair. So the Smackdown match the Money in the Bank could be interesting. It's just that there seems to be a lot of guys who, really aren't interesting, like Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel and people like that who, and then obviously Kane, who's, he had this weird kind of segment where he was went Teddy Long's office and said that he wasn't a monster anymore, so he wanted to face Randy Orton so that he could go back to being a monster like he used to be, because obviously, to be honest, Kane's kind of aging a lot now and he's not really very, interesting anymore, he doesn't really do a lot. So, Big Show and Mark Henry had their face off. They weren't allowed to, attack each other before, or else the match would get cancelled at the pay-per-view. Still not that interested in that match. Oh, my throat really hurts. So I don't really know who to predict for that one. I'm thinking possibly to continue Mark Henry's kind of, thing that he's got going on, possibly Mark Henry, but it's probably more likely that the Big Show will win, but we'll see anyway. Divas match was Rosa Mendez against Kelly Kelly. I was thinking, why is Kelly on SmackDown? She never normally appears on there, but I suppose the Divas title does go between the two shows. She won. Kelly won, which was, she's so boring. She does the same moveset in every single match. I swear, she always hits the bulldog, does that weird thing that she does, and then her finishing move. That's literally all she does in every single match. So she needs to kind of learn a few new moves because it's getting a bit boring already. She's only been champion for a few weeks. Justin Gabriel faced Heath Slater. Were they in the process of breaking up last week? I honestly can't remember. I've completely blanked, Smackdown from last week out of my mind. But Heath Slater came out at the start, and he's awful speaker. He should not do promos. Terrible. Said that he was fed up of Justin Gabriel, kind of taking his spotlight. But then Justin Gabriel won with the 450 splash, so that was kind of a short, averagey match. And then the main event obviously was Kane versus Randy Orton. Not the best of matches really. Obviously Kane matches don't tend to be that interesting. I was wondering what you were doing there. Kane, Christian was kind of on the ramp way for most of the match, but then he obviously came down and kind of almost went to interfere, and obviously Kane and Randy Orton were on the outside, and it got to about the 7 count, and Kane went back in the ring. Orton realised he was on a 9 count and was going to get back in the ring, but Christian threw water at him, which kind of obviously distracted him, so they got counted out, so obviously Orton was pretty angry that he'd actually lost to Kane. But so obviously they went back in the ring. Kane tried to go for attack Orton, but Orton hit the RKO on him. Then Christian obviously hit the spear on Randy Orton, but then obviously he kind of left, and then after Orton got up and had a chair in his hands, he kind of didn't chase Christian out of the ring, but Christian kind of backed off, and then Orton just went mad, hitting Kane with loads of chair shots. And that was kind of how Smackdown finished really. So yes, Kane hasn't exactly gone back to being a monster, just kind of beaten up by a chair. So yeah, that was Smackdown. It wasn't very interesting. I'm sorry for this review. I don't know why. Like, I can easily talk to like a camera, but when there's like someone else in the room, I feel like really weird, which doesn't really make sense. But anyway, so Money in the Bank tonight. Really looking forward to it. Hopefully my Skybox has gone wrong, which is really annoying, it won't record. So I'm really hoping that it will sort itself out before tonight, because obviously I really, really want to watch this pay-per-view. So yeah, so like I said last time, so my predictions, this is like the rundown of like all my predictions. I am kind of thinking that CM Punk's going to win, but possibly get cashed in on for obviously the John Cena and CM Punk match. Really not sure, really would love CM Punk to win, but I don't know that he would actually take the title away with him. I just really hope it's not a clean Cena win, because that would just be awful, and I think everyone would riot like they did at the ECW One Night Stand thing with RVD and Cena, because that would just be crazy if that happened. SmackDown, I'm going for, obviously, well, the SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match. I'm thinking Sheamus to win, and then Christian could win the title match, and then he get cashed in on by Sheamus. So obviously Christian would be like, yes, I finally won the title, and then like lose it right away. These things probably won't happen, because my predictions are always wrong. That's what I'm going for. The Raw Money in the Bank match, like I said, it's going to be probably between Alberto and Kofi. Not 100% sure who, because obviously, like I said, Alberto would be the obvious choice, because he was the #1 contender beforehand. But you know, because obviously he seems to like keep getting like cheated out of like kind of like title shots. So I'm thinking possibly him or Kofi, definitely. Divas Championship match, I'm just going to say Kelly will keep the title. And Mark Henry and Big Show, like I said, I think I'm going to go for Mark Henry. Is that all the matches? Is there only 6 matches? I guess with the Money in the Bank they're a bit longer, and obviously the CM Punk and John Cena match should probably be quite a decent amount of time. Yeah, so that's my predictions. Probably going to be completely wrong, but they're adding like the sound effects in earlier. But yeah, so that's my prediction. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Leave your comments on the video below with who you think are going to win all the matches, and then we'll see whether you guys beat me tomorrow, because that's probably what will happen, because you know I always get everything wrong. But yeah, I won't be able to do my video until Tuesday, because obviously I don't get home from work till 6, and by the time I finish the pay-per-view it's just awful lights in here and I can't like record anything. So yeah, that's enough for me now rambling. So thank you to all my new subscribers, thank you for all you guys who always comment on my videos and stuff. Keep it up. Yeah, and I will see you on Tuesday for my Money in the Bank review. Bye.